Hey, welcome back. I'm Carlton with Pull My Pork Barbecue, and today we're going to step back away from the smokers a little bit. We're not going to be smoking anything today, but today I'm going to do a do-it-yourself video on how to do a dual element, a two 500 watt element upgrade on a Bradley digital rack smoker. I've had a lot of people respond to me on the upgrade of the 900 watt and asked me if I'd ever compared it to the dual element upgrade, and I had not. So I had acquired this used six rack, and I thought I'd do the dual element upgrade on it so I can compare the two to see which one not only may be cheaper, but which one was easier to do and which one was more effective at what you're trying to do, which is get the temperatures to come up faster and recover faster and stay more stable in any weather, whether the wind's blowing, whether it's minus 10 degrees outside. So hang with me, and as usual, all the links to all the parts I'm using and the tools that it's going to take to do this will be in the description for you. Makes it easy for you to figure out what you need. And while you're there, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell next to it, so whenever I come out with a new video, you'll be notified immediately. So let's get to it. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, you're going to want to take out all of your heating element components here. There's 4 Phillips head screws, 2 in each side, that you need to remove this and take this out. Okay, now I had to order a new one because my original heat shield here was broken, and you need a good heat shield because we're going to do some alteration on this heat shield before it goes back in. It's going to be critical, and we're also going to do a little bit of alteration on the ceramic portions that hold your original heating element in. So the first step is going to be altering the heat shield. So let's go do that. Okay, what I've done, I've measured 1 inch from this edge here in dead center. I drilled a small hole in it on both sides, measured the same distance. Now we're going to take a Dremel tool and we're going to work these out with a Dremel tool to approximately 5/8 of an inch, and that's where our new element's going to mount to. So hang on, I'll show you how that goes. Alright, what I've done, I've made 2 holes, 5/8 inch holes, 1 inch from this ledge right here, and then I drilled a small hole in there, and then I used my Dremel tool so that these would fit. And this is the actual mount for the new second heating element. Just going to go hook it straight to the heat shield. So next we're going to get it installed. Okay, I've got it pretty much installed, and what I did, if you'll look in here, I mounted the new element into the heat shield, and I run a jumper wire from each side, and I use 14 gauge wire because that's what I had. You could use 18 gauge, and I just run it from one and just piggybacked it to the other. And now we're going to get this finished up. We're going to get it outside and see how well it works. So let me turn the oven temp down to 230. It's, like I say, 3:07 p.m. and we're going to see how long it takes to get up to temperature. Okay, if you will look, it took it 13 minutes to hit 230. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up the water pan with cold water and see how long the recovery rate is. Okay, well, there's the upgrade for the 2 elements, and personally I think that it's half dozen one, 6 the other on the time it takes. There's a lot of stuff you have to do to change it over to a 2 element that takes time. Like you have to be real careful with the heat shield because that's real thin metal and you'll break it. So you've got to go through and take your time, drill a hole, and then route it out with or open it up with the dremel tool. But you don't have to take the back off of it. You don't. I didn't change out any wire or anything. I just went with the 18 gauge wire in the back. I did use 14 gauge wire between the 2 elements to piggyback them, but that was just because that's what I had. I had some high temperature 14 gauge wire, so I don't think that'd make much difference. But it took about 13 minutes to come up from 83 to 230. I did notice that it was running 7 to 10 degrees hotter than the setting. I don't know if that had something to do with the extra area, heating area, because you got 2 elements in it now, making it overshoot a little bit. But I cut it back 10 degrees and it was within 5 to 7 degrees up and down of 220. So, or 230. It maintained from about 225 to 235, which is as close as a lot better than you're going to get on an offset smoker, holding temperature. So I think it's equally as hard or as much work involved doing either way. I don't think you save any time by using the 2 element system like some people had expressed to me that it probably would. It doesn't, just because of the labor involved in doing it. The only difference is there may be a little cost difference, but we'll see how it all turns out, and there'll be a link to all the parts we used here if you're interested, in the description. And watch the video and just judge for yourself. And like I say, as time goes on, we'll be running through its paces, see if it holds up as well as the 900 watt Tempco element, and just see how it does in the winter compared to the 900 watt. So far, I'm thinking personally, if I had to do it again, or I had a Bradley smoker, I'd probably go with the 900 watt Tempco element replacement. But that could change, after I run it through its paces and just see how the whole situation works. So go down, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell next to it, because we're always coming out with videos every week, and that way you can stay caught up on what we're doing here. And thanks a lot for joining us.